Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary and I'm a designer and illustrator living in Canada. I finally finished this Pentalic Aqua Journal sketchbook. This was the sketchbook that I was using for Plein Airpril, the Plein Air Painting hashtag challenge on social media. Before I get into this though, I wanted to mention that I have some new items up on my Etsy store. I have these stickers of a dinosaur skull that go out with some orders, not all orders. So if you place an order on my store, you might get one of these little promo stickers here. You can also buy little vinyl stickers of this squirrel dragon design. Pretty cute. And I have magnets, so like fridge magnets of this dinosaur design here. Later on, this is going to be stickers with the matching nodosaur that goes with it, but I have to do some budgeting first. So if you want to help out with that, making a purchase from my store totally helps. Helps me produce more products. So check these out on my Etsy. I'll leave a link in the description below, and let's get into this. I also wanted to add that the air quality in my town right now, in the whole province actually, is like really bad. It's so yellow outside actually from wildfire smoke. So if you hear me kind of clearing my throat, I'll try to edit most of it out, but I'm not sick. It's just wildfire smoke. Tis the season, unfortunately. So this sketchbook here I started in April. Started on April 1st and I just finished it a couple days ago on May 28th. So about 2 months to finish this sketchbook. I probably could have finished it faster, but anyway. This was the first plein air painting that I did, and to be honest, I don't like it at all. I feel like I improved so much over the course of painting every day for the challenge that this one is just, it's so pale in comparison to some of the work I was doing later on. These paintings here are of a seagull standing on my car. I'm guilty of tricking him to be my model with French fries. But I did some really fast sketches of him. This was done with my primary watercolor palette, which is really fun to use. So all the colors are mixed on the fly looking at this seagull. I am quite proud of the little bit of like the hint of bounce light I got from my orange car onto his butt there. I think this one looks pretty cool. On this side, I used my core watercolors and from the high chroma set. So this is Quin Magenta, this is a turquoise, and this is the dioxazine purple. So this is just, I did a lot of stuff in my backyard because it was still kind of chilly in April, so I didn't want to be outside for too long doing plein air paintings. I also really wanted to make sure that I wasn't spending too long on them because I was still trying to work on other projects and, you know, keep my house clean and stuff like that. This painting is of my parents' puppy's toy that I got for her, and she likes playing tug of war with it. And this is a painting of the puppy herself. She fell asleep near me and I got a little painting in. She's much more grown up now. Obviously, it's been a couple months. And you can see she actually bit my sketchbook, so there's like a dent from her little puppy teeth. She's not very chill. She bit my book. Here is a painting in gouache. Most of the ones before have been watercolor. This is my backyard and my boyfriend in a chair, and we just turned the floodlights on because I was running late for painting that day, so I painted this at like, I don't know, like 10 o'clock or something. So kind of a fun, spooky painting. This one here, let's see. Oh, it's tricky with this long sketchbook. Anyway, this is done in quinacridone gold, and this is my shed in the backyard. It's a really cute shed. I just use it for storage, though. Maybe I can find a better use. This is a view at the place I work at, just outside. There's a viewpoint. And similarly, this is a view out my window at work. A lot of them were done at work just to, you know, squish them in, make sure I did one every day. This is also a view from work. And these ones I was trying to work really fast. So you can see that the clouds are basically just formed by water. And it was really fun to practice doing clouds in this manner, just keeping it really loose, like one wash that you can't fix afterwards, right? So you just have to get it right the first time, or otherwise suffer the consequences. This one here, I painted at a friend's house, and it was a view out her window, and it was actually all dark like this, so the sun was going down, and that one was fun to do as well. This is another view from work. There's a big old tree out, and this one I kept kind of loose and abstract, just playing around with different tones of green, a few splatters because it was windy to sort of give it that effect. Anyway, it was fun. And this here is just a big boulder that I painted outside on location. Most of these were painted like outside, but some of them were painted through a window because the weather just didn't always agree. Like April in Canada is kind of hit or miss. This one here, view out my front window of my house. And again, trying to be quick, but this time I used gouache, and it doesn't have the same flow as watercolor for clouds like this. I think I overworked this one a little bit, just a little bit. This one I didn't overwork at all. I did it super quickly because I was losing the light. There was like this nice beam of light down the center, and this is just like a view in the back alley, but I lost the light really fast, and I think the painting suffered for it, but it was still fun to work like wet into wet and just bang something out. I don't think I even used any pencil on this piece. I just worked straight into the gouache. Here's another one that's just like a view outside. There's a cell tower. And this is one of my favorites. This is a view out my front window again, but there were some beautiful colors on the clouds. This is done in gouache and very fast in gouache. Just trying to get the way all those colors blur together. I'm quite proud of this one. This one I quite like too. This is in my yard. I have a red fence and some kind of sad looking plants. They're finally growing back now, but they were kind of spindly and scary. And this one too in my backyard, and it actually started raining while I was painting this, so that's what all these little stars and blotches are, which I think adds to it. It looks cool. Those are raindrops. This one's one of my favorites too. This turned out really well. This is just a view in the Badlands. Yeah, there were a lot of clouds, so you got sort of a shadow strip up here and then down here. And I think I did pretty well capturing the light. I was worried this one wouldn't work out. Like while I was painting it, I was like, oh man, can I save this? Can I salvage this? And, you know, I just sort of looked at it critically, and I found out where my weak points were. And tried to fix them. That's the great thing about gouache, is you can go back in and fix stuff. Basically, the main problem with this is that I was working very solid and opaque in the bottom, and then the top was too transparent, so it didn't look finished. It looked sloppy. So I actually went back into the clouds and really softened them out and added more layers. And I think it was really successful in the end. This one is just a quick painting of a plant in the front window with some backlighting on it. I was sort of going more for the lighting aspect and less detail, so I didn't really even do anything with the background. Just sort of made it like a bokeh green blob. I'm happy with this one too, and it's just a painting of a fence. But I used a flat brush for a lot of this painting, which gave me the ability to carve out these spaces between the slats and the fence. So this gray color here is actually done pretty much last, and it's done very opaque and on top of it. So that way you get that luminosity of the background shining through the fence. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty great. It looks cool. It looks nice on the camera too. Ooh. Here's another sunset painting. The clouds were like fire on this day, so I worked really quick to try to get the essence of that. I wish I had left this little window that had a reflection on it. I wish I had left it unpainted. I accidentally painted over it in this dark color, but I did have like this orange behind it, and I wish that was the orange that was showing through rather than this blob I put on after, but oh well. Here's a painting of some tree branches. I was trying to, you know, invoke the feeling of the light bending around the branches, which it does when the sun's at such a low angle. Kind of gave it this like 3D effect. I don't know, it was pretty cool. And definitely it's sort of like I've exaggerated it in this. Whether that was successful or not, I'll leave up to you, but it was fun to paint. And this is a watercolor painting of a prairie crocus that I did out in the Badlands. I just packed really light, so I only brought like one brush and one set of watercolors and a tiny bit of water, so just banged this out real quick. This is a painting of a watering can with reflections on it. Yep. And this is a painting of the Badlands that I did from my car in a video because it was raining and snowing and windy and super gross, so I painted in my car because I still had to get a painting done, but I literally would not have been able to be outside. This is a painting of a painted dinosaur that I was volunteering to help paint, and I took a few minutes away from painting the dinosaur to paint a painting of the dinosaur. You can see the hills in the back actually have a little bit of snow, which is from the stormy weather in the day previous. Huh. These are a few ceramic mushrooms that I have in my front yard. I got them from the dollar store and I think they're adorable. So, of course, I had to paint their picture. That's what you do with the things you love. And this was the last one of Plein Airpril, a painting of a birdhouse in my backyard with a really nice shaft of light coming through on it here. I think this one turned out really well too. This is the same birdhouse that I painted in purple before. So there's attempt 1, kind of wibbly. Attempt 2. Much cleaner, so much nicer. It's the actual colors. Wow. And then Plein Airpril ended and I took a few days of a break. This is a mermaid that I painted for #mermay, of which I did, I think, one whole mermaid. Just one. I ended up being several parts busy and several parts unmotivated, so that's okay. I got my one little fishy girl in. This is a painting of a character of mine. It didn't turn out quite the way I wanted to. I actually like it sideways better, I guess. I don't know why. But my boyfriend says it looks like Kyle MacLachlan from Dune. I don't know. You think it looks like Kyle MacLachlan? I don't think it looks like Kyle MacLachlan. This is just some gouache that I was testing out in sort of a typography style. I saw some stuff on Pinterest that I really liked. I've been getting really into Pinterest. I don't know what that says about my age or my interests or anything. But I've been getting really into Pinterest now that Tumblr has kicked the bucket. And I saw some art on there that somebody had done with letters like coming out of a landscape, and I wanted to try something like that. This is absolutely nothing like the inspiration pictures I found, but it was fun to do. Nice and mindless. I like the brush strokes that the brush gifted to me. And again, just trying out a little more typography stuff here and here. Doing some sort of rendered letters in gouache. And a little bit of a fairy. I think she was supposed to be a mermaid for Mermaid, but she doesn't really look like a mermaid. She looks like, I don't know, from some 90s kids show or something. The big hair. A little more typography playing around. And here too. And then this was my friend's drink at a barbecue he had. I told him he couldn't drink it until I was done painting it. So I painted really quick. On this side here, my friend's dog almost posed for me, but then she moved, so the painting was bad. This one's much better. This looks like a real life, realistic dog. And here is just some flowers that I was trying out with my primary watercolor palette, which I actually, you know, I haven't used in like a month since I did those seagulls. So, you know, just cleaning it off basically, because it was getting really messy. Oh, and speaking of messy, here's a messy page. I was trying out some dry brushing with the gouache, trying out some more typography and some splatters and stuff. I think some of these textures are quite good, and I'll probably scan them at a high resolution to use in digital art later. And then for the last little bit, I just did some critter studies. I did a couple of white cats. Again, my friend's dog, from a picture that I took of her, even though she was like sitting right next to me, she wasn't gonna stay still. So I just took a photo and worked from that. Kind of looks like she's made of chocolate or bronze or something. She's actually a black dog. And then this is the oh, stupid cat. This is the cat that I painted for the last page. The end, finished on May 28th, 2019. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this sort of thing, please subscribe to my channel. I put up sketchbook tours fairly frequently. I've gotten a bit slower at finishing the books, but they're still coming. And let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye!